Good morning and welcome to another episode of Punk Rock Ham Radio. I am here in a place I have never been, Minneapolis St. Paul Airport, on my way to Hawaii. The cat is out of the bag. I'm going on a little Parks on the Air de-expedition to Hawaii. But first, I gotta get to Terminal D2. So let's go find Terminal D2 and make our way to Hawaii. And I'll bring you along for the ride. So thanks for watching the video, everybody. So what has happened so far? Well, we made it through leg one of the journey from Fort Lame Airport to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Fort Wayne Airport. I love that airport. Nobody cares about Fort Wayne and nobody cares about their airport. You just show up, park your car, there's no line to security, go walk on in. I got all my radio stuff and my Bioenno 12 amp hour, 144 watt hour, 12 volt battery through TSA. They're basically a bunch of Walmart employees. Thank you, the brave men and women of the TSA, but y'all in Fort Wayne, kind of Walmart employee vibes if I'm being honest. So where I gotta go? I gotta get to D2 and then we're going to Seattle and then I gotta go get across the Pacific Ocean. You don't actually really get anywhere when you fly out of Fort Wayne. You just get to a bigger airport that gets to where you're going. I actually prefer that. It's either that or a 2 or 3 hour road trip, but I don't like sitting still on airplanes anyway. I like moving my legs and not having to take the return trip if you chose the road trip path on no sleep, because that's what I'm gonna have to do on the way back. We're gonna have a messed up sleep schedule by the time I get out of here. They have a little people mover tram over there. I don't think I need to take it. I'm making my way. I'm in Terminal C and I need to get to Terminal D. And last time I checked, D comes after C. The Intercontinental Hotel is over there. On my return trip, I have an 8-hour layover and I refuse to sit around in an airport for longer than a few hours. I think I'm gonna stay there and take like a 6-hour nap on the way back while I adjust back to Eastern time. That sounds like a good idea. So, are we almost there yet? The people mover tracks. Oh look, beep beep beep, here it comes. I'm only getting on the people mover if I can drive. Like, can I just drive that thing? Can we just part of this trip? Can I just be in the driver's seat and not be a passenger? I think that thing drives itself. Where are we? C1 through 7. I need to get to D. It's okay, I got 2 legs that can take me places. Concourse D, this way, make progress. See, I told you I don't need your people mover. It's not that far. Let's just go find the gate, and we'll decide what to do next. Okay, I found my gate, D2 to Seattle, Washington, from Minneapolis, St. Paul. It's right over there. Found it. Meanwhile, we have 2 hours to kill in Minnesota. I think the Mall of America is like right around the corner from here. More cool things to do and places to see that I won't have time for. So what else happened? So I'm running on no sleep. I tried to go to sleep, wasn't gonna go to sleep, decided, hey, maybe it'd be a good idea to cook up some tater tots and some eggs and just make some coffee and go. So that's what I did. I'm running on no sleep. I kind of figured, well, if you're gonna screw up your sleep schedule, might as well just screw it up from the get-go and then fall asleep on the plane. Anyway, so I get there to the airport. I have all of my radios, Yaesu 891, Bioenno battery, the big blue brick, and my rig expert and all of my main stuff. And my carry-on, I have all my antenna stuff, wires, and the Chameleon vertical whip checked in luggage. So I'll see that when I get to Hawaii. Hopefully they don't lose my stuff, because only I am allowed to lose my stuff. But if I did lose that stuff, I would cry more about the stuff I have under my control. So we go to the airport. You just walk up to security in Fort Wayne. There's no line. I go through the TSA inspection and, do the wave and all of that stuff, and I'm looking around. Sometimes I like to be like, hey dude, I got some ham radio equipment in here or whatever. If you see it on your screen, like, that's what it is. But then I'm looking at this guy, and he just said, shut up and wait for more information. And I'm looking at this other guy. It looks like it's his first day on the job. He's like got some lady's like makeup kit or something, and is like pointing at it like, bro, like, probably nothing to see here. So I'm like, do I tell these people that I have ham radio equipment or not? And I'm like, nah dude, just put your bag on the tray, push it through, put your belt and your phone and your other stuff in another tray, so if they pull it aside, I can just start getting my stuff back together again while they inspect my stuff. But nope, my radio in big Bioeno blue brick just boop, popped through the other side, like no questions asked. Okay, cool, we're through security. Then I get up to board the first plane, and in Fort Wayne they have these little itty bitty little baby planes, and they got to put my bag in the cargo hold. And Mr. Ticketmaster guy, taking everybody's tickets, making sure you got your boarding pass and everything, he's like, batteries, anybody got any batteries? And I'm like, yeah dude, I have a 12 volt 144 watt hour battery. I had to just take it and put it in my backpack, but we don't want that in the cargo hold, unpressurized. And it wasn't a big deal. I was kind of sitting there like, dude, do I have to take like all of my stuff and like rearrange everything? Nope. The battery, just that. I put it in my backpack, took that on the plane. They put my little bag in the little cargo hold, I guess, and then they landed the plane over here, and I see the other luggage that I checked, and they just dropped it like on the end of the conveyor belt. Like, I seen my bag coming down off the conveyor belt and just plop on the ground. Thanks for your service. I'm glad there's nothing that I would want getting banged around like that in my luggage. Just get it to the other end. Just get it to Hawaii in one piece and not lose any of my stuff, please. So anyways, that's where we're at, and thanks for joining me on another one of these adventures, and we're just gonna wing it as we go and figure it out as we go, and hopefully we will turn Hawaii green on the little POTA site. I'm gonna get Hawaii activated. I kind of need a contact with Hawaii. That's gonna be harder, but I have a big ocean to get across, a vertical whip for low takeoff angle to get back to the mainland, and I got single sideband, an FT8, and the things that I already know how to do and I've been practicing every single week. So I'm gonna go do it, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. Minnesota Air National Guard, runway stuff, and there's some skyscrapers way over there. Is that like Minneapolis proper? I don't know what I'm looking at. I've never been here before. I'm just along for the ride. Beautiful day. Okay, 20 minutes until flight. What else has happened? Well, I'm running on no sleep. I made a big tray of tater tots this morning, big old tray, and I flipped the perfect easy over eggs. I had a nice breakfast, so like I have some fuel, yes. So, our latest development here is I'm gonna get on my next Delta flight going to Seattle, destination being Hawaii. for a fam bam trip. Trip kind of came out of left field, but can't wait. I'm going to Hawaii, dude. I also just acquired a QTH with no HOA, so ham radio future looking bright. Anyways, next development. They were calling for check bags over there. I've already checked my main bag. I just went up there to be like, hey, nice lady, I just want to ask a question about my lithium iron phosphate battery, which I was hoping I was going to put it back in my suitcase. But no, the correct thing to do is to put that battery, I just reorganized everything. Put the battery in your backpack that you have immediate control over. Should be fine. We're within Delta regulations, but I just double checked and asked a question, and for the sake of the safety of myself and all my fellow passengers and crew, I'm gonna reorganize again. And this is what I got going on. So this is what I got going on. There's a Yaesu FT5 on the other side of here, a Boofwang, a JBL speaker. This is my Yaesu 891 right here. I can't believe I'm flying to the other side of the planet with a 100-watt rig. If you want a link to the thingy that I got it wrapped up in, just leave me a comment. I don't even know what that is right now. I got my rig expert right here, and this battery needs to go in my backpack. So I'm gonna take this out of here, set that aside. Got my antenna tuner in this box, that little Chinesium ant tuner thing. I got a USB battery bank right there for stuff, and YouTube stuff, and you know, stuff. So I got my big blue Bioeno brick here. It's going in my backpack. Kind of hoping it'd be more convenient to just put it in there, but I don't want it to catch on fire. If it does catch on fire, we need to access it now. All systems are go. Hawaii, here we come. Aloha. Alright, I'm about to get on this plane with my lithium iron phosphate battery in my backpack. 144 watt hours should be good. So, see you guys next stop. Thanks for tagging along. I landed in Seattle now for my final voyage across the Pacific Ocean. That's a big ocean. To the island of Kauai, I think it's called, on Hawaii. Small one, up on the top. Can't believe I'm bringing a 100-watt rig with me to Hawaii. And I have basically the biggest battery that you can bring, that you can carry on. And it has to be in the backpack under the seat in front of you in case it catches on fire. It didn't catch on fire. So, okay, cool. I probably won't travel with a 100-watt rig again. I have one chance, and you know that question on, is it the general class test of, you know, using the minimum amount of power to make the contact? Oh, I'm gonna need all 100 of those watts. So, okay. Where am I going? I found my gate. We're here early. I have 3 hours to kill. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go find some food and a place to sit. Waiting to board my last flight to Hawaii. Kauai. Is it Kauai, like the pianos, or Kauai? I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. My flight boards in about 30 minutes. I do not like being bored in airports. Overpriced food, overpriced beverages, but we're sitting here bored. The food options here were either overpriced McDonald's, overpriced microwave food from Starbucks, or places that just look too fancy for my style, also overpriced. There's a Mexican food place that charges you $20 for 2 tacos. just like,
I'm gonna go first.
Anyway, so recap a little bit. We got through security in Fort Wayne like no problem. Like the TSA kind of reminded me of Walmart employees. No offense if you work at Walmart. They just gave off, you know, that Walmart employee vibe. Just put my bag through the thing. They were definitely looking at it through the little screen, but nobody asked me about my battery, which is honestly a little bit concerning because the 12 amp hour bioenno battery, I mean, like, it's a big freaking blue, it's like the size of a brick, dude. It's a big battery, and it's under the legal limit for the capacity for the watt hours or whatever, but literally nobody checked. The guy at the first airport at Fort Wayne getting on the little airplane was asking people if they had batteries, and I said, yeah, dude, like, got this big old 12-volt battery. And then I asked a question at the last place I was at the ticketing lady at the counter, or the boarding pass lady, or whatever, just asking a question, and like, yeah, like, put it in your backpack is what you're supposed to do, so it's under the seat in front of you. But you would think that TSA, if they see a battery, they would want to at least check it to make sure it's legal to carry on an airplane, but nope, they just scanned it right through. And just trusting me that when they ask me that I have a battery, that I'm gonna remember that there's a battery in carry-on. I don't know. I think it's maybe a little bit concerning that nobody thought to check the battery, actually like look at the label on the side of it. But
my name is Molly, and I'll be taking care of you today.
Your mileage may vary.
Departure time is at 3:53 with an estimated arrival of 7:02 p.m. Duration of the flight is about 6 hours and 9 minutes. If you or anyone in your party has any questions, I'll be happy to assist. If you're traveling with an infant today, do not have a separate boarding pass for your infant. Please come see me, your second best assistant, adding your infant to your reservation. Thank you for choosing Delta.
You're welcome. Okay.
As a reminder, federal regulations limit each customer to one carry-on bag and a small personal item that must fit underneath the seat in front of you, such as a purse, computer bag, or briefcase. If you anticipate having difficulty lifting your bag into the overhead bin, or if you'd like to check it into your final destination, please remove any items you might need in flight, as well as items of high value, fairly batteries from a smart bag, and e-cigarettes.
Yeah, see? They'll make battery announcements. They'll ask you if you have a battery, but when you say you have a battery on you, nobody stops to check the watt hours or the capacity or like how big your battery is. I don't know. I just would think if it's such a big deal and you say, yes, I have this battery, someone would like just double check that. I don't know. Just a thought. Anyways, one more flight, 6 hours away, and a POTA in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Is it gonna work? I don't know. Join me in my next video, find out, but for right now, we just gotta get there. Okay, we're boarding. 6 hours, get across the Pacific Ocean to, I think it's Kauai? Kauai. Something like that. I'll get it eventually. Okay. Hopefully we make it to the other side, and I will see you guys there.